Hello everyone. So again let's discuss the next topic of anatomy of flowering plant, that is the permanent tissues. Okay. So as we have earlier discussed that the permanent tissues are those cells which have attained maturity and they are not now taking active part in cell division process. Okay. They are mature cells and they have attained a particular shape, size and function, but they undergo differentiation which involves changes in their morphology, biochemistry, and physiology. Okay, basically, there are three types of permanent tissues: simple, complex, and special permanent tissue. Okay, so first of all, let us discuss the simple permanent tissue. It is actually homogeneous tissue. Homogeneous tissue means all the cells are similar. Okay, and are formed from only one type of structurally and functionally similar mature cell. That means one cell will divide and form the all type of simple permanent tissues. Now they have a common origin. Okay, now these particular tissues can be again subdivided into parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma tissues. Parenchyma tissues, these are simple tissues which are usually thin walled. They have isodiametric living cells. Okay, isodiametric means all cells will be similar. So as you can see this diagram, this one, here cells are similar. So they are different types of parenchyma cells. Okay. Now the term was first coined by N. Grew. Okay, and it is the most abundant tissue cells which occurs in the plant. That means maximum of the plant organs are composed of parenchyma cells, like the epidermis, cortex, endodermis, pericycle, pith, mesophyll, xylem, phloem, flowers, etc. Maximum of them are formed of parenchyma cells. These cells may be either polygonal, round, oval or cylindrical. They possess a large central nucleus, a large central vacuole and cytoplasm. Okay, as you can see in the diagram also, the nucleus is prominent, isn't it? The cell walls are made up of cellulose and pectic substances. They are thin, but they are made up of cellulose and pectic, and the adjacent parenchyma cells are connected with one another by means of plasmodesmata. Plasmodesmata, we know it is the cytoplasmic bridge which helps in connection between the two adjacent cells. So here also in parenchyma cells, plasmodesmata forms the connection between the two adjacent cells. Now, there are different types of modifications of the parenchyma cells. Okay, so the first modification is the prosenchyma. These cells are thin or thick wall, elongated, and they often possess pointed ends. So this diagram, as you can see, these cells are prosenchyma cells. Here tip portions are pointed. It provides strength and rigidity, and they appear everywhere, mainly in the epidermal cells. Okay, so cells with pointed tips are prosenchyma cells. Here also you can see intercellular space is absent, isn't it? They are compactly arranged. Then the second modification is the epidermis. So epidermal cells, they form the protective covering of the parts of the plant. They consist of a outer cuticle, cutinized cells. This reduces the rate of transpiration, that is excess water loss, and thus help to retain the water in maximum xerophytic plants. Okay, so this is another modification. Next is the epiblema. Epiblema, it is also a modification which is present in basically roots. Okay, it is the surface layer in the absorptive region of the root. These are thin walled cells. They are similar to that of the epidermis only. Okay, they help in absorption of water and minerals in the roots. Then next is the chlorenchyma cells. Chlorenchyma cells, the cells possess chloroplast. These are basically the mesophyll cells. Okay, spongy parenchyma, palisade parenchyma. So these dots you can see, these are actually chlorophyll. So these cells possess chlorophyll, so definitely they will help in the photosynthesis function. Okay, they will perform photosynthesis and help in food preparation. Next is the stellate parenchyma. These are actually star shaped. So you see here, These are star-shaped parenchyma cells. They provide lightness and strength and are found in leaf stalks of basically banana and kanna. Okay. Then next is the parenchyma. So here the cells are small. These are found in aquatic plants. These cells are arranged forming a network-like structure. In between them, gaseous metabolic gases gets deposited and this provide buoyancy to the particular plant. Okay. So this is the parenchyma cells. Then next is the storage parenchyma. Storage parenchyma, these are also small cells. They have stored materials. As you can see here, starch grains remain stored in them. Sometimes water is also stored. Okay. Then next is the transfer cells. So these are large number. They have internal wall protuberances. They take part in short distance transfer of solutes. Then next one is the idioblast, which is an important one. Okay, idioblast, it has distinguishable from the surrounding cells by their size, structure and content. That means these particular cells will store enzymes, mucilage, resin, oil, tannins, etc. So that's why due to their structure, content and size, they are distinguishable from their surrounding cells. Then next is the phloem parenchyma, which occurs in phloem tissue and definitely it stores food and helps in conduction of food. Then xylem parenchyma, these are associated with the xylem tissue. They store water and help in conduction of the sap. Okay. So this one is the xylem parenchyma cells. These are different types of parenchyma cells. Ultimately, all these are indicating the different modifications of the parenchyma cells. Okay. So, these cells, they have different functions. Now, basically, when they are present in epidermis, definitely they will provide protection to the aerial parts. They produce root hair. So, definitely, again, water absorption and mineral absorption. They provide softness and turgidity to the plant organs. Then prosenchyma, it provides stiffness and mechanical strength. They perform photosynthesis due to presence of chlorophyll. They help in storage function, okay, of different substances. Plus they have some metabolic gases due to which they provide buoyancy to the aquatic plants. So these are the main important functions of the parenchyma cells. Now, similar to these parenchyma cells is the collenchyma cell. Okay, so the second type of cells which we observe under simple permanent tissue is the collenchyma cells. These are simple permanent tissue, elongated, unevenly thickened. Okay, so this was first of all coined by Scladen. The walls are made up of cellulose, hemicellulose and pectic substances. These cells show thickenings. Okay, and these thickenings are made up of alternate layers of cellulose and pectic substances. They have large vacuoles. Then nucleus is present, cytoplasm is present. Okay, they store reserve food materials and basically they provide mechanical strength to the soft parts of the plant like the young stems. Now they occur in dicot stem, leaves, floral parts, fruits, but they are basically absent in monocots and roots. Okay, they are also known as the living mechanical tissues, okay, due to their function, that is they provide mechanical support, so they are called a living mechanical tissues. Now depending on the place where thickening occurs, the collenchyma cells can be divided into three types. So this one, as you can see, this is the lamellar or tangential collenchyma. Here thickening occurs at the tangential walls. Okay, so in these walls thickening occurs, as for example we can see in case of sunflower. Okay, so this is known as lamellar or tangential collenchyma. The second type is the angular collenchyma. Here thickening develops longitudinally along the angles of the cell. So as you can see, these portions thickenings are occurring. This is observed in case of tomato, potato, etc. The third type is the lacunate type. Here thickening occurs in walls which face intercellular space. Okay, so the portion which is facing the intercellular space, so these dark black color portions, as you can see, these are the thickenings. Okay, so based on the thickening, they are divided into lamellate, angular and lacunate type. Now these particular cells, they are important mechanical tissues to the young stems, leaves and petioles of herbaceous plant. Plus they provide elasticity and support to the growing organs. Okay, they undergo differentiation to form the phylogen. They provide support to the delicate leaf margins. And due to presence of chlorophyll, they can also perform photosynthesis and sometimes store food materials. Okay, so these collenchyma cells, their functions are almost similar to the parenchyma cells, but only the distinguishing feature is the thickenings, which occurs at different regions. Okay, so these two are the two different types of simple permanent tissue. So hope this part is clear to you. Go through the video, the notes properly, the diagrams also, go through it when you are studying the lines, the notes, go through the diagrams also. If you have any problem, then let me know.